Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, what's up? My name's Emily. If you're not, thank you for returning. Today I just wanted to do a little one brand tutorial, drugstore brand. So this look was created using all Wet n Wild products, except maybe one or two, and I just created this look for you guys. So if you want to see how I got this look, what products I liked, what products I didn't like so much, then keep watching. Alright, so let's get started. So obviously I already have my brows on, which is why I look like a weirdo right now. But I did use Wet n Wild for that still. So this is their Wet n Wild Ultimate Brow Kit. Also, do not mind my nails right now, they're awful. $3.99. Comes with these two little tools, which these little tweezers are so cute. Look at those. And then this little guy, which I won't use that. And then you get these two shades, and this top up here, this is like a wax. So you're supposed to fill in your brows and then you take the wax. I put it on a little spoolie and just run it through to hold your brows in place. I had a rough time doing my brows this morning, so it's just one of those days. You know how it is. We're gonna leave it at that. I've already obviously washed and moisturized my face, so now I'm going to put some primer on, and this is the Wet n Wild Cover All Primer. I don't know how much this is actually because I ordered a bunch of stuff to do this video, but this I've had for a while. I actually really like this primer. So I think it's like $3 or $4. I don't know. I mean, everything from Wet n Wild is so cheap, so just put a little bit on. And like I said, I really like this stuff because it kind of leaves your face a little bit tacky, which I like in a primer. I'm not all that interested in like pore filling primers or anything like that. I like one that can moisturize a little bit and also leaves your face a little bit tacky because it really sucks onto the foundation. Also, I'm sorry if you can hear my fan. It's really hot, at least for living in Maine, so I had to turn it on. It's been like 80s, 90s here, and for us, we're not used to that, so yeah. Also why my hair is in a slicked back tight bun, because I was like, I'm not dealing with having my hair down today. Anyway, so next we're going to go in with some foundation. This is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation. And this is, I believe it's $5.99. This is also something that I've had and been using. I love this stuff. So it comes in this little jar and you get this little like spatula. Which at first I was like, ooh, I don't know if I'm going to like that. It's kind of weird, but it's actually pretty nice. You just like take some and paint it on. A lot of these products are new for me. I've never used them. This I have been using. I do know that I like it. The one thing that I can tell you about this foundation is it is pretty chemical-y smelling. So if that bothers you, you probably won't like this. So I'm just going in with my damp Real Technique sponge and just patting that in. And always make sure to drag it down your neck because you don't want to have two different colors, your face and your neck. Okay, and so you can see with one layer there's still a little bit of my redness peeking through. So I am going to put a little bit more on just to get rid of that. I usually kind of go up onto my ear too because that helps blend it in. Okay, so I don't actually have a Wet n Wild concealer that I'm going to use today. I know they have a Photo Focus concealer, and I think I've tried to look for it before and they just didn't have a light enough shade for me. I can't remember. They probably have more options online, but so for today I'm just going to use my Tarte Shape Tape. And I know it's not drugstore, but I actually don't really have any drugstore concealers. I guess I just haven't tested out a lot of them. So, and again, I'm just putting this on obviously my under eyes to cover up the dark circles and any discoloration, and then basically the high points of my face where you want to highlight. And this stuff goes a long way. If you are looking for a good concealer, this stuff is really good. Usually they sell out of it like all the time, so I'm not sure if they have it right now or not. And then I'm just going to put this onto my eyelid as well, because I am going to use this as my eyeshadow primer. And I'm going to look like a scary person right now. Even this was like too much for right here. I could have used a lot less on this side. Okay, and now I'm really going to look scary. But that's okay. Alright. I don't have Wet n Wild setting powder, so I'm going to use this Maybelline Master Fix Setting and Perfecting Loose Powder. I think this stuff was like $7 or $8. It's actually pretty good too. I like this stuff. So I'm just going to take a little bit of this on my same damp Real Techniques sponge, and I'm just going to get some on my sponge here like this, and I'm going to use this to set my under eyes. So what this is going to do is really just help keep from your under eyes from creasing, and it'll just make your concealer last longer. I'm just doing this under my eyes. Sometimes I'll take a little bit in my smile lines just to help it from creasing there. And then I'm also going to take some of this and use it on my eyelids to set the concealer on my eyelids as well. This is the Anastasia A23 brush that I'm going to take to set my eyes. So this is just going to help when I start to do my eye makeup. This is just going to make it blend so much easier. And then you can kind of brush away any excess. Alright, so, and I'm going to take a little bit of the powder, a little bit more, and use this to set my entire face as well. And this is I'm going to set my face with my Morphe E52. And this is really just going to keep your foundation in place, keep it from sliding around, especially on a hot day like this. You're going to want to set your foundation. It's also going to help when you put your blush and your bronzer on. It's just going to take away any stickiness from the foundation. So I have this Wet n Wild Mega Glow contouring palette. I'm just going to use a little tiny bit. Just going to barely tap my brush in, tap off all the excess. And okay, I'm going to take these earrings out because they're getting in the way. This also I bought like around Christmas time. It came in a set. It came with this and a highlighter, and I think it was like $12, something like that. But I'm pretty sure they still sell this, and it's huge. Like, look at this. I think you can buy just the bronzer too if you want. Here we go. So I'm just keeping this on the outer perimeter of my face. Oh, and this is my Sonia Kashuk number 101. I think it's technically a blush brush, but I've been using it for contouring or bronzing lately, and I've been liking it. A little bit more and do my forehead. See, once you start to put on your bronzer and your blush and everything, at least for me because I'm so pale anyway, I'm going to start to not look like a dead person. A little bit down my neck, under my jaw. Next, we are going to go in with some blush. This is another product that I haven't used yet. This is the Wet n Wild Color Icon, and it's in the shade Apricot in the Middle. Oh, and it comes with another brush. No thanks. I hate those little things. Okay, and this was $2.99. Isn't that It's a little bit shimmery, but I think it's good for summertime. I love like any peachy blushes. And I'm gonna go in with my Tarte. This is like a limited edition brush, I think, and there's no number or name on it or anything, but as you can tell, I haven't washed it recently. I love using this for blush. And I'm just gonna keep this on the apples of my cheeks and bring it up and out a little bit. I think this color is really pretty. Perfect for summer. Just a nice peachy shade. And you can't really notice, like I said, in the pan you can see like a little bit of a shimmeriness to it, but it doesn't really pick up on the face that much. My nose is sweating if you can see that. Emily, in the summertime, you think of her nose sweating. I get it from my dad, so thanks, Dad. Alright, so next I'm really excited to try this out. This is the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Highlighting Powder. And this is in the shade The Sweetest Bling. I'm going to pop some of this on with my Morphe M510. This is one of my favorite brushes for highlighting. So let me swatch this for you. So there's sort of like two shades on here. There's this pink shade, and then in the center there's a lighter shade. So, alright, here we go. I'm excited to try this. Okay. Sorry about that. My camera just stopped recording for some reason. So anyway, what I was saying was if you go in with too much product at once, it's going to be really hard to blend out, and it's going to look patchy and just be a mess. So you really just want to use a really light tap into the eyeshadow and tap off the excess. So here we go. Back to it. Just blending this color into my crease. I'm going back and forth, I'm going in circular motions, doing it all just to blend it in. See how little I'm using when I go in. And then I'm going to take this Morphe E17 and I'm going to dip into this, it's just called Crease, this shade right here. I'm going to take a little bit of this on my brush, again tap off the excess. I'm going to focus this on the outer corner of my eye. Okay, not a whole lot of pigment there. Let's try that again. I'm really just tapping this on the outer corner, and then I'll go back in and blend it out some more. So this color isn't super pigmented and is kind of blending out to look the same as the other shade. But I'm just going to try to keep building it up a bit. Still keeping it on the outer corner of my eye, not dragging this in. And then I'm going to go back in with the Morphe R37 I was using before and just use that to blend things a bit more. It did not pick up any more product. I'm just using this to blend. I'm going to go back in one more time to this lighter, the eyelid shade, pick up just a tiny bit of that and go back in just to make sure everything is blended out. And I'm really just leaving the inner corner of my eye bare. I really like this look. It's a good soft summery look in my opinion. There's really little room for failure in this eye look. I'm going to take this brush, Lottie London. I think I got this in an Ipsy bag or something. Just going to pick up some of this eyelid shade again and run this along my lower lash line. And I'm not dragging this all the way into the corner of my eyes. kind of just keeping it on the like outer 2/3 of my eye. I'm going to use this same brush and pick up a little bit of the crease shade, the darker shade that I was using, and I'll keep this just on the outer corner of my lower lash line. Okay, I'm going to pick up this highlight again. I'm going to take this Morphe E36, pick up some of this, the lighter shade inside the heart, and put some of this on my inner corner. This is really just going to help open your eye up and make your eye pop a little bit more. So far, I'm not extremely impressed with this highlight, but I'm hopeful that once I use it more and, like I said, kind of get off that first layer, it might work a little better. And pick some of this highlight up and highlight under my brow bone. Now I'm going to try out the Wet n Wild Lash Renegade Mascara, and this was $5.99. This tube is cool. Alright, I'm gonna give our eyelashes a little curl here. That was like 6 different accents in one, so I'm sorry about that. And let's try this baby out. I've never used this mascara before, so hopefully it's good. It's got a sort of weird wand, but you never know. Okay, I actually like this mascara. It doesn't seem to be getting too clumpy. Seems to be elongating my lashes. This might not be the best mascara for your lower lashes because it's kind of hard. Like this, the top section is like so much thicker than this section, so it's kind of hard to like get that without getting it all over your face. Yeah, I like this mascara, and I think it looks pretty with this eyeshadow look. Last but not least, we have the Wet n Wild Liquid Catsuit in the shade Nudist Peach. Pretty peachy. As you can tell, I was going for a sort of summery monochromatic look for this makeup tutorial. Alright. Okay. So, yeah. I think this color is really pretty. Now let's put these earrings back on. So this is pretty much the finished look. I'm just going to finish everything up with the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Setting Spray. And don't know the exact price of this. I know there's a couple products in here that I had before that I don't have the exact prices of, but I'll be sure and link it below, all of the products that I used today, so you guys will know how much everything is. And I mean, Wet n Wild, you can buy this at pretty much every drugstore, I think. So, you know, I love Wet n Wild. I think it's an awesome drugstore brand. They have really good products, super cheap, and they're cruelty-free, which is always a plus in my book. This is the finished look. In my opinion, it's a great summertime, easy, go-to look. Again, I like the sort of monochromatic trend here with the peach blush, the peach lipstick, the peach eyes. If that's too much for you, you can, you know, put on a different lip color or not wear any lipstick at all. Overall, I think all of these products worked pretty well. The eyeshadow, again, I'll have to play with this a little bit more and see how some of the other colors are, but it wasn't bad. I mean, like I said, this was what, $5.99 I think? $4.99? So, I mean, you can't really beat the price. It wasn't, is it the best eyeshadow I've ever used? No. I mean, I think for the price, this is great, and it's a fun, summery palette that you could do all kinds of looks with. The only thing I will say, it doesn't really have many options for like a transition or a crease shade. This one was obviously good for the look that I was doing today, but I would like to have, you know, I generally like to have like a warm toned brown for my transition shade, but again, $4.99 can't beat the price. The highlighter was pretty good. once I built it up a bit more, you know, I like to have that, like, you know, sort of strobing highlight. So it is pretty good. And like I said, I feel like it's just gonna get better. I mean, that's not a bad swatch there. I mean, that's pretty good. Again, the price. You can't beat the price. The lipstick, it does feel a little bit tacky, but it could still just be drying. It is kiss proof, so we'll see. I'm actually really pleasantly surprised with the mascara. I really like this mascara. I think it, zoom you in a little bit so you can see my lashes better. I think it really sort of, you know, made my lashes look a lot longer. I'm giving you guys all different views so you can see. But yeah, I like this mascara. The brow stuff, that was pretty good. We'll see how well it holds up for the rest of the day. My brows just don't look that great right now because sometimes I just struggle with them, don't we all? I hope you guys like this video. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and let me know if there's any ideas you have that you want me to do in the comments section below. Certain looks, certain brands, certain trends that you want me to try out and show you guys how I do it. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!